It is finally time to resume your quest, searching for the Elden Ring. The Shadow of the Erdtree DLC is here right now, and I'm gonna get you all prepared for new boss fights, new battles, and I'm gonna teach you how to make Cerulean and Crimson Tears. So obviously, Crimson Tears are much more popular. The Cerulean Tears are for little weenies. I'm gonna get more into that later. Honestly, I'm just talking trash. I have never played Elden Ring. I am the weenie. I'm too afraid of the game. All the Dark Souls games are too much for me. My little brother will roast me day after day for not playing Bloodborne. By the way, if you wanna meet a toxic individual, he is that guy in the comments who's like, yeah, Bloodborne 30 frames per second is better than any other FromSoft game. So hopefully I'm gonna get him in this comment section. We can all have a little battle here or something, but he will not back down that Bloodborne's still the GOAT, so. Anyway, let's get started on this Crimson Tears. No more roasting my brother. He'll roast me if I go too far. So here's what you're gonna need for Crimson Tears. We're going to need raspberry vodka, pomegranate juice, grapefruit juice, edible glitter, which is amazing. I have it in my Amazon storefront. I have it linked below if you want to get some. This stuff is amazing. And we need gold leaf, because how else are we gonna get that like golden texture that the Crimson Tears have? I know it is on the outside of the flask, but I don't feel like painting a flask right now. So this is what we're doing. This cocktail is more about looks than anything. So first we're gonna sprinkle in just a little bit of that shimmery luster dust. This stuff is so cool, and it is safe to drink. I would imagine, you know, if you're chugging this every day, it's not gonna be good for you, but you're gonna be fine, guys. Just make sure you're buying one that's food grade and not just like, there's edible ones, but edible isn't the definition you want. You want something that's actually not gonna kill you. So same thing with the gold flakes, although I think all gold flakes are pretty safe. Just toss that right in. And now the cocktail gets super easy. We're just doing equal parts of everything. So equal parts, 2 ounces of raspberry vodka. You're more than welcome to toss in fresh raspberries if you have them, but we don't need them by any means. 2 ounces of pomegranate juice. This is gonna give you that tart factor. We don't have an explicitly tart ingredient in this one, like bitters or even like a saline solution, lemon juice, any of that. We are relying on bitterness from the grapefruit and the pomegranate juice. I don't think we need to go super crazy in depth and make crazy recipes whenever we're making cocktails. This is a simple new mix, and it's gonna do the job, trust me. Now we're gonna crack in a large cube. How do people do that so well? I can't. All right, so I don't have a quality flask that looks like either of the drinks. So I went with a real flask because, you know, it's a Crimson Tears, it's in a flask. And then I thought this one was more accurate to it. Between the two, I think I like this flask better. And I know you guys are probably gonna be in the comments, you're gonna be like, oh dude, where'd you get that sick potion bottle? Because this is really cool. I don't have an answer. I got it at Goodwill, and so unless you were at Goodwill 3 or 4 years ago, you're not gonna get the same glass. But your best bet is going to thrift stores and looking for cool glasses, because I always find something new there. That's the way I found this, that's the way I found this. You're always gonna get cool stuff there regardless of where you live. So that's my little rant about cool glassware. Let's pour it out. Let's see if we can get a decent amount of gold flakes in here, because sometimes they just don't want to show up. Oh, but they are, and it's beautiful. And now obviously if I put pounds and pounds and pounds of gold flakes in here, it'd look a little bit nicer, but I think the way that you see them shimmering around looks a lot like the flask does in game. And I think I've really done a good job of accurately recreating the flask of Crimson Tears. So let's try it out. Yeah, it's really nice. It's really well balanced despite the fact that we don't have a solid acid in here. Grapefruit juice does more than enough. Pomegranate juice does more than enough. This Smirnoff raspberry is really good. I cannot believe people hate on Smirnoff. Smirnoff is one of the best vodkas out there. It's cheap, it has good flavors, and it doesn't give you a hangover the next day. I can't believe people hate on this. I feel like they had one bad experience with Smirnoff and they called it a day and never went back, when 9 times out of 10, this will do the job. If you want to spend more on Absolute, be my guest, but you're wasting your money. So Crimson Tears, you are in the book. Let's make the Cerulean Tears. Now this one is a little bit more complicated. All right guys, this next drink, the Cerulean Tears, is a lot more complicated, but also a lot less complicated. It's as complicated as you want it to be. So what I have created here is a dark berry syrup. Now this is my own personal creation. You're not gonna find recipes for this on the internet, besides in the description right below, because I'm gonna tell you how to make it. It's really simple. It's like any other simple syrup. You just muddle up some fruit, cover it in sugar, and leave it alone for a few days, and add a nice dark blue food coloring. Now that's simple, right? But it's not that simple. It's gonna take you 3 days. If you just wanna enjoy this drink for what it is, muddle up some blueberries, muddle up some blackberries, add the food dye, and you're good to go. Maybe add a little bit of simple syrup, but this fruit's probably gonna be sweet enough because it's not being diluted by the water. But I already have my syrup ready to go because I've been filming all week long. So let's make this drink because I can do it. First up, we are going to need 3 ounces of freshly cracked open coconut rum. Coconut rum is almost always extremely weak, and this Cruzan is no different. This is only 20%. You're more than welcome to add more booze to this, but my brothers kind of told me about Cerulean Tears. I don't know if this is true. As far as I know, it's for the weaker people who like summons, and summons makes you a bitch as far as I'm concerned. I don't know why, but that's what people have told me. Don't get mad at me. I'm just repeating this information and agreeing with it blindly. Don't use summons, you're weak. But that's why this one's a little bit weaker. Talking shit for no reason. My favorite. All right, and we're starting this one off the same way as we started the last one. So if you made the last one, you're gonna have gold flakes. Toss them right in. I think gold flakes are my favorite ingredient because people are like, oh my God, you're just putting gold flakes into a drink. That's such a waste, man. This whole pack was like $3, $4, $7 tops. And guess what? That's in my Amazon link below. So if you really want cheap ones, I got you. Now we're gonna start getting fun. Let's add our 3 ounces of rum. Now, if you're in disagreement with me and you think that summons are not for weak people, go ahead and use a full strength coconut rum like Bacardi and still do that 3 ounce and you will have a good time. Next up, we're adding 2 ounces of lemonade. Now, I highly recommend a sugar-free one, but my girlfriend found my sugar-free Minute Maid and drank all of it. This is what we're coping with. A little bit of the sugary Minute Maid. It's gonna be delicious, but it's gonna be partially diabetic, so. And for our final ingredient, a little ½ ounce of that dark berry syrup. I added the food dye because we wanted that perfect like cerulean flask color, but also a lot of drinks that I make for my short form content need this deep blue color and you just can't get it any other way. The only way is to use food dye, and I think at least using a syrup makes me feel better about it. I don't know how you guys feel, but that's where I'm at. Now we crack some ice into here. Time to shake this. All right, and we have our remaining flask to pour into. Oh, and that color is perfect. I know some of you might hate me because I did use food dye, but come on, the end result justifies the means. That looks like the Cerulean Tears. Bottoms up. It doesn't even taste like there's alcohol. I mean, to be fair, it's 3 shots of a 20% rum, but it's still delicious. There's 3 ounces in there. There's more liquor than anything else, than all the other ingredients combined, and it's still super easy to drink. That's really fitting, especially when you consider the fact that all Cerulean Tear users are weenies. I have a couple questions for you. One, is it true about the Cerulean Tears? Is using summons something that's really bad in Elden Ring? And then my other question, which flask did it better? I'm gonna go with this one. This one's cool, but I just don't think it's that fitting. But there you have it, guys. Cerulean Tears, Crimson Tears. Cheers to Elden Ring and a brand new DLC. See you guys in the next video, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.